There you go. Oh. Who shot you? That's why, Constable, I didn't expect an answer. Not really. Not with a bullet in the head.
Oh, no, sir. Everything's just as it was when I got here, sir.
Who found the body?
Mr. Gooley.
The Scotsman?
Yes, sir.
See, he doesn't leave before I have a word with him. I also want to talk to Mrs. Lansing when she's a little more composed.
It's not Mrs. Lansing, sir. That's Miss Lansing, dead man's sister.
Oh, where's the wife?
No, seems to be out.
Oh, I see. All right, you can arrange to move the body, will you?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, Sergeant, when I got to the office, you'd gone.
That's all right. The body's still there. It's all quite straightforward. Somebody forced the catch in the French window. You see the mark where the knife, whatever they used, scratched the paint, crept up behind him, put a gun to his head and pulled the trigger.
Well, it doesn't sound like a burglar.
No, premeditated murder. Awfully unpleasant. More unpleasantness to come, too. The wife isn't here. She'll have to be told when she comes back.
I don't think that will be necessary.
Ma'am?
She already knows, and she won't come back.
Oh, she's gone all right, packed up and left.
Any of the servants here go?
No, but she's taken some of her clothes and there are a couple of suitcases missing. Now, nobody heard the shot, but one of the footmen said he heard the sound of glass breaking.
When was that?
It was just after it became dark, about 7:30. Don't suppose there's any connection. There's no sign of any glass lying about.
So she shoots her husband and calmly goes upstairs and packs her frills and fancies. Very feminine. She looks a very feminine woman, doesn't she?
Quite a difference in their ages.
Yeah, I think you'd give it about 20 years. Not the happiest basis for matrimony.
But if she did kill him, who forced the catch on the French window?
Oh, that could have happened any time. Days ago, even months.
My name is Gourley, Andrew Gourley.
Oh, yes, I'd like to ask you a few questions, sir. I wonder if you'd mind waiting outside until we finish, please.
Then I suggest you make your private deliberations as brief as possible. They show a remarkable lack of concern for the welfare of others.
I'm sorry we've kept you waiting so long.
Not me, sir. Miss Lansing. That woman should be in bed with a sleeping draught.
Yes, I appreciate how distressed she must be. Minute?
Well, we've one or two facts to establish first. So you found the body, I believe.
That is so. I had an appointment with Mr. Lansing for 8 o'clock. When the maid showed me into his study, I saw immediately the man was dead.
Must have been something of a shock. Well, it's not a very pleasant sight.
Nor an unfamiliar one. I've seen violent death before. In the midst of life,
Yes, what exactly was your business with Mr. Lansing?
God's business.
You could be a little more specific, sir.
I'm a servant of the Central African Mission Society. I had hoped that Mr. Lansing might be of some assistance to us with our work among the heathen. Financially, of course.
Of course, you knew him quite well.
No, I met him for the first time when I got back from Africa 2 weeks ago. I had heard of his reputation for honesty and integrity, and I thought that under the circumstances he might contribute to our funds.
Under what circumstances, sir?
Sergeant, you can't be unaware of the fact that Mr. Lansing was managing director of the Congo Minerals Company.
Oh, I see.
I doubt if I can tell you anything more.
No, well, thank you very much. I wonder if you'd mind asking Miss Lansing to come here, please.
She's gone to her room, but I'll inform the maid. Good night, Sergeant.
Good night to you. Thank you very much.
Congo Minerals, well. I knew that Lansing was a prominent man in the city. I didn't know he owned a gold mine. You know, you won't believe this, but I turned down shares in that company.
And regretted it ever since, eh?
Well, who wouldn't? They've trebled in value. They're still going up. Could kick myself.
I don't know if you'd kick yourself quite so hard if your company was building ships or spinning cotton.
I don't follow.
Like just this lady, talk about investments, about shares, about profits. What I really mean is gold. Gold's not a metal, it's an emotion.
I don't know.
Aren't you? It's been a sickness for this country ever since the Rand strike, and that ruined more men than it made.
You mean you wouldn't have bought the shares?
I don't know. Perhaps if I'd had the money.
You wish to speak to me, Sergeant?
My apologies, Mama. I'm sorry, I thought... Would you care to go to the other room?
No. I'll be all right.
Do sit down.
My brother... We were very close.
Yes, you have my sympathies, Ma'am. I wish I hadn't got to ask these questions, but I'm afraid I must ask you some questions about your sister-in-law.
Hester? You must find her. She must be punished.
We don't know yet, Ma'am, that she's responsible.
Don't you? Don't you? But then you didn't hear them quarreling.
This evening?
Yes. I don't know what was said, but I could hear their voices through the study door.
So you don't know what they were quarreling about?
I can guess. Sooner or later, he was bound to find out what kind of a woman he'd married. Stephen gave her everything. A home, security, position. But that wasn't enough for Hester.
So she had other associations?
If you mean men, yes, one at least. Though there were probably others. He's John Hoskins, one of Stephen's business partners.
Well, she may have gone there. Do you happen to know his address, Ma?
And there's a book in one of the drawers. Red Morocco.
Mr. Lansing was his wife's senior by several years, I believe, ma'am.
Does that excuse her? She was a penniless governess when he married her. An act of charity. My brother was so pure in his own nature, he couldn't see the flaws in hers. I tried to tell him what kind of a creature he brought into my house.
By which time it was her house, of course.
Ah, here we are. Hathaway, Hawkins, Hogarth, Hoskins, John, Piccadilly. He has chambers in the Albany.
Pilcher, come here, damn you. Pilcher!
Sir?
What the devil are these things doing here? Whose are they?
Mrs. Lansing, sir. She's been waiting for some time. Shall I remove the baggage?
Here, take this.
Baggage indeed.
Hester,
Oh, I thought you were never coming back.
what's the matter? You're trembling. What's happened?
I'm not going back to him. We had a quarrel. I told him I was going away with you.
Oh.
Is that all you have to say?
I suppose he found out we'd been seeing each other.
We haven't just been seeing each other, have we? And he didn't know until I told him. But John, say something. You asked me to go away with you. Have you changed your mind?
No, of course not, darling. It's just that I have certain matters of finance to attend to. I didn't want to leave until next week.
I could stay with you till then.
It's out of the question. When you told Stephen I was leaving the country, you told him too much.
But he can't stop us.
Don't be so sure. Tonight. It has to be tonight.
You mean just leave?
Why not?
But what about all your possessions?
Possessions? I own them. They don't own me. No, we'll stay overnight in some hotel somewhere, and then tomorrow, Paris, Cairo, Samarkand, wherever our fancy takes us.
You are the most irresponsible man I've ever met.
Not like Stephen, eh?
No, not in any way. He suffocated me with his saintliness. But why do we have to go to an hotel? Stephen won't come here.
No. But the police might. Pilcher!
Not far from the Albemarle Club, are we?
There we passed it, why?
I say, driver, drop me off at the next corner, will you?
Oh, we're going to the Albany.
You are, I'm not. I can see Lansing's other two partners. What were the name?
Brewster and Piggott.
Brewster and Piggott. They live in the country, but their town address is the Albemarle Club. Might as well pop off on the off chance that they're there. Thank you. After all, someone's got to tell him he's dead.
Rogues, gentlemen. Rogues, a whole lot of them. But I'm not being critical, gentlemen, when I describe our politicians as rogues. Heaven help England if it's ever led by honest men. Thank you, Musgrove. No society can survive without its decadence. Don't you agree, Sir Charles?
Musgrove.
Evening, Mr.
Very
Piggott.
good health, gentlemen.
Has Mr. Brewster been here this evening?
Why, yes, sir. He's with those gentlemen by the fire.
Has he been here long?
I really couldn't say, sir. Some time, I imagine.
Ask him to join me, will you?
Very good, sir.
Excuse me, Mr. Brewster, sir. Mr. Piggott's compliments. He'd like to have a word with you, sir.
Thank you, Musgrove. Will you excuse me, gentlemen? Hello, Edgar. Ian Piggott, why didn't you join us? The conversation was becoming much too intellectual, and a slight lowering of the tone would have been most acceptable.
I didn't come here for polite conversation. I want to talk to you. In private.
Oh, don't worry about the General. He's slept through every campaign since the Crimea, and some of them are rather noisy.
Where have you been tonight?
Here and there, Piggott, here and there, mostly here. Why this sudden interest in my social activities?
You know why.
Oh, let me see. I spent the afternoon with Sir Charles and Lady Benyon. Sir Charles suggested we dine at the club, and we've been here ever since. If you don't believe me, you've only to cross the room to ask him.
He's been with you all the time?
This is becoming quite ridiculous. I don't see what concern it is of yours.
Excuse me, sir. There's a person from the detective department, a Sergeant Cork. He'd like to have a word with either you or Mr. Piggott.
And then he can have his choice. Bring him in.
Yes, sir. This way, sir. Mr. Piggott, Mr. Brewster, sir.
Mr. Brewster, I must apologize for disturbing you, but the matter is rather urgent.
Should hope it would be, Cork. Moscop, this is Mr. Piggott. Moscop 2 large brandies.
Yes, sir.
I'm afraid we have no beer, Sergeant.
I dare say I shall survive without him, sir. What I have to say will be better said in private, sir.
Come to the point, man.
Well, as you wish. Mr. Stephen Lansing was found in his study this evening, murdered.
Murdered?
My God.
Shot through the head.
Who would want to do a thing like that?
Well, that's where I thought you might be able to help me, sir, in view of your close association. Had he any enemies in the business world?
No, none. Most respected man in the city. The most honest man alive.
Obviously, it's the work of a burglar, Sergeant. Lansing mentioned there'd been some house break-ins in the district. In fact, I advised him to purchase a firearm.
No, it wasn't a burglar. At least nothing was taken. Did he buy a gun?
I believe so.
You can't think of anyone who might have a motive. I thought perhaps Mr. Hoskins might be able to suggest something. Are you expecting him
Hoskins
here?
is not a member of this club.
Oh, I thought, sir, as you were so closely associated.
One can rarely choose business associates or blood relations, Sergeant. Personal friendships are a different matter.
And Mrs. Lansing chose the latter.
Sergeant, you must be careful what you suggest.
I'm not suggesting anything, sir. I'm simply asking a question. Was there anything between Mrs. Lansing and Mr. Hoskins?
Well, I wouldn't care to.
They were having an affair. It was perfectly obvious to everyone except Lansing.
Then it wouldn't be quite true to say that he had no enemies.
Damn it, the man's an adventurer, but murder.
One hesitates to pass judgment, of course, but his background is rather questionable.
How so?
He doesn't appear to have any. He spent some time prospecting in the Transvaal, apparently with little success at first, it seems.
Well, the long and the short of it is that eventually he found a gold field. We sent out a surveyor, excellent man called Pettigrew, and he confirmed Hoskins' claims.
I see, sir. Well, good evening. I don't think I need trouble any further for the moment. Thank you, sir.
Oh, I can't, man.
Sorry, sir. Excuse me.
No, yeah.
Well, allow me, sir. Oh, you appear to have cut yourselves.
No, a slight accident earlier, that's all.
Yes, the blood appears to be quite dry. Good evening, sir.
Sergeant? Well. Moscop, another brandy for Mr. Piggott, a large one. Very large.
The suitcases are down, sir, and Mrs. Lansing is waiting in the cab.
Oh, tell her I won't be long, will you? You can take this now. Well, damn it, man, it's not that heavy. I've seen a native porter carry twice that much for 10 miles on a handful of mealies.
If you'll forgive me, sir, it's hardly an apt comparison.
Mr. Hoskins.
Yes?
Detective Constable Marriott, I wonder if I might ask you a few questions.
Oh, I was just on the point of
Won't
going
take a
out.
moment, sir.
Oh, very well. If you'll just come through here.
Sure.
The luggage is secured, ma'am, and Mr. Hoskins will be down presently.
Thank you, Pilcher.
There is one small matter, ma'am. I have tried without success to raise it with Mr. Hoskins. I wonder if you'd be kind enough to remind him...
Remind him of what?
Well, I've never been discharged under quite such peculiar circumstances, ma'am. On the spur of the moment, so to speak.
Oh, hasn't Mr. Hoskins given you money and he'll notice?
He was most generous, ma'am, but it's a question of references. I would find some difficulty in obtaining a new position without...
Driver, Grand Northumberland Avenue.
Sir, if I might draw your attention to...
You neglected to give him a reference.
There's no time for that now. Damn, he heard what I said. Driver, I've changed my mind. Take me to Paddington.
John, what?
I had a visit.
What? Who are you?
Tell Sergeant Cork.
Tell me, Miss Lansing, did your brother possess a firearm?
Yes, he kept it in his desk.
There doesn't appear to be any sign of it.
Then she must have...
Yes?
Oh, no, it's too horrible.
She must have used it to shoot your brother? If we find it in her possession, it would be rather conclusive evidence.
Evidence? Haven't you enough of that already? The scenes, the quarrels, the servants will confirm.
Yes, I've already questioned them. It would appear that some of the quarrels were with yourself, ma'am.
Quarrels? I wouldn't call them quarrels.
What then, ma'am?
Disagreements. And Hester was always at the bottom of them. She would go against my wishes at every possible opportunity. She would contradict my orders to the servants.
What was your brother's attitude to all this?
Stephen was naturally torn between his loyalties. Oh, he realized I was right, of course, but he felt a certain obligation to his wife.
That was all he felt? Obligation?
When she demanded that I be sent away, he refused to listen to her. Does that answer your question? Sent away from my own home. But she didn't succeed. Stephen realized there were certain things she could never give him.
Such as?
Sympathy, understanding. When he needed these, he always came to see me. Hester was such an insensitive creature. She didn't even notice that he seemed troubled over the last few weeks.
Troubled? In what way?
Oh, business worries. I never questioned him. I responded to his moods.
Yes, these business worries, you never discussed them?
What do I know of business? He merely said he had some disquieting information from Mr. Gourlay. Whatever it was, it affected his health and his appetite. But Hester didn't notice.
Well, thank you, Miss Lansing.
She's an evil woman.
Oh, lad, you find the runaways?
No, Hoskins' manservant Pilcher was wrong. They didn't go to the Grand in Northumberland Avenue. The fool doesn't know any more. Hoskins commits a murder, assaults a policeman, and all Pilcher's concerned about is not getting a reference for his future employment.
He has the right idea. What did you say to Hoskins last night?
Well, I told him who I was. He showed me into the sitting room and then hit me with a knobkerry.
Oh, how very uncivil. And what's a knobkerry?
Well, it's a weapon the Zulus use. They use it for hitting people on the head.
Ah, well, keep a thing for 7 years, eh? You're quite sure that Hoskins is our man?
Well, aren't you?
Oh, last night I was sure that Mrs. Lansing was our woman. Now I'm not so sure at all.
Why?
Someone did break in here last night. He left a trail a blind man could follow.
At least you're certain it's a he.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
I agree with Sergeant Cork. What's the matter with you? You tired?
No.
The man's footprints are... The footprints in the garden are a man's. And you can see that the ID's been torn away from the wall as he scrambled over.
Yes, but before that happened, something else occurred.
What's that?
A touch of farce to heighten the tragedy. Where it was, fell flat in his face and tripped up.
One of the servants heard glass breaking in the glass frame.
Yes, I think our friend is injured. There are spots of blood on the wall.
Could have been Hoskins.
I think that bump on your head entitles you to be prejudiced, lad. But I've got other views in the matter. Don't sit down, lad. I want to go and see Mr. Gourlay, that Scottish missionary. After all, he called here recently. Off you go, lad, off you go.
One moment. I found this in Hester's bedroom.
Oh. Sure. Miss Lansing just found this in her sister-in-law's bedroom. Yes, there's a spent cartridge inside.
And where precisely did you find it?
Well, she didn't say. I don't understand, Sergeant. I searched the room pretty thoroughly.
What did you search?
Well,
What
the
did you
wardrobes and the
search?
dressing tables and the escritoire.
The escritoire?
Yes, I thought there might be some letters or papers.
Is this your brother's revolver, ma'am?
Yes. Now, will you accept that Hester's an evil woman?
Oh, yes. I never denied that fact. Also a very careless woman. What made you look in the escritoire?
I had some letters to write. I ran out of notepaper.
And it was just lying there?
Yes. You can hardly deny that this is conclusive.
Not only conclusive, ma'am, but convenient.
The Ashanti. Yes. The Ashanti, once a savage and warlike people, now respond to the teaching of the work. Oh, close the door behind you, will you, Miss Pritt? While this is partly due to their defeat, pacification. Yes, to their pacification some 20 years ago, the devoted service of our missionaries in the field cannot be ignored. Yes. I think, Miss Pritt, we should, Oh, who are you?
Detective Constable Marriott, sir. You may remember last night.
Oh, yes, of course. What can I do for you, Mr. Marriott?
Well, I'd just like to ask you a few questions. I'm sorry to interrupt when you're so busy.
Oh, that's quite all right. I was just making a few notes. The Society have arranged a program of lectures, a fundraising venture.
Well, I'm sure it'll be a great success, sir. I was fascinated.
Were you now? You know, Mr. Marriott, you'd be surprised at the number of people who, when faced with a silver collection, regret that the penny is made of copper. However, since you were so fascinated, every little helps. Thank you. And now?
Well, you said you called on Mr. Lansing a fortnight ago. May I ask why?
Well, for the same reason as I called last night. With so many commercial enterprises getting underway in Africa, the Society felt that some of the companies involved might care to make a small contribution to our work. The results so far have been most disappointing.
What happened with Mr. Lansing?
Oh, he said he would consider the matter. I assume that's why he sent for me last night. I propose that his company donate a small proportion of their African revenue to our funds.
Yes.
You see, Mr. Marriott, not only do we spread the light and clothe the naked heathen, we also make them more amenable to civilized control.
I can see the advantages from both sides.
I'm quite sure you can. The word of God is a far more powerful instrument than any expeditionary force, and we can spread it for half the price. However, Mr. Marriott said he would have to consult with his board of directors first.
Messrs. Brewster and Piggott.
Oh, are those the gentlemen? I never met them.
There's a third, a Mr. Hoskins. Now, he's something of an explorer. Do you know him?
Only by reputation, and that's far from being a good one. Explorer? Is that what he calls himself? Come here, young man. Do you know what this is?
Oh, it's a map of Africa. Well, geography was never my strongest subject.
The Congo River. 3,000 miles of it. And I've marched, paddled, and hacked my way along most of its length. From Lake Bangweolo to the Stanley Falls, up the Ubangi and along the Kasai, before Mr. Hoskins could even walk. He's broken no new trails.
That's been very exciting, sir.
It was dirty, unhealthy, and dangerous, but it had to be done. Yes, some men go to Africa to seek souls, others to seek riches. But there's so much work to be done.
Yeah, when you spoke to Mr. Lansing, was anything said that could possibly upset him?
No. No, I don't think so. Unless, Pettigrew.
Pettigrew?
Yes, he was in charge of the company's mining operations. I was sent for to attend to him at the camp. Oh, he was in a pretty bad way. Far gone with malaria, poor man. He died soon after I arrived.
But Lansing would have known about this?
No, not until I told him. You see, before he died, Mr. Pettigrew gave me a report to deliver to Mr. Lansing, which I did.
A report? What did it say?
I've no idea.
I see. Well, thank you for your help, sir. Good day.
As you paid your money, you might as well see a performance.
Well, thank you, sir, but I haven't really got time.
There's always time for useful instruction. Oblige me by drawing the blind. Although Lake Victoria Nyanza was first circumnavigated by Stanley in 1865, the natives remain comparative.
The lake appears to be upside down, sir.
Oh. Yes, this is well termed the magic lantern. My assistant's more familiar with its operation than I am. Oh, Miss Pritt, I wonder if you'd be...
Miss Brewster, I want to talk to you about Lansing's death.
This is Detective Constable Marriott. He's just leaving.
Delighted to have met you, Marriott.
And you, sir. Good day, gentlemen.
Thank you.
We should be at Liverpool by 4.
And what are they looking for us there?
No, I don't think so. They'll be watching the channel ports.
John, that policeman, you're sure you didn't?
I told you, the worst he'll suffer from is a sore head. If only he'd come 5 minutes later, though. All right, I'll set your mind at rest. There was a newspaper boy at the barrier.
There was also a policeman. John, be careful.
Excuse me, the lady who was here with me just now, can you...
6 suspects. This is ridiculous. 1, 2, even 3 I could cope with, but 6. Wouldn't mind to arrest the whole bunch and let the jury sort it out.
Perhaps if we start the other end, eliminate the least likely ones. Here, you write them down as we go. Now, let's see. Hester Lansing.
Unfaithful wife who quarreled with her husband the night he was murdered and has since fled.
John Hoskins, wife's lover, also fled. Why, if he's not guilty?
Well, these two have understandable motives. What about Clara Lansing? Now, I'll swear she didn't find that gun in the bedroom.
So, how did she come by it?
Gourley?
Gourley, a liar. An unexpected one at that. Why did he call the house that night? Pickett. If I saw a frightened man, it was Pickett. And with a blood-stained handkerchief. Motive? Business jealousy, perhaps?
And this could also apply to the other director, Brewster.
Brewster. Cynical, cold-blooded man. The fact there's no obvious connection makes me even more suspicious. Well?
Brewster, Pickett, Gourley, pum. We've still got 6 suspects.
That report that Gourley mentioned, I think we ought to take a look at that.
Mr. Pickett, a calamitous day for us all. I could scarce believe my eyes when I saw the newspaper. Mr. Lansing gone.
Yes, tragic loss, really, tragic, but we must all bear up under it. He would have wished it.
He would indeed, sir. But that such a thing should come to pass, foully murdered by his own fireside. A man of so much worth, so much admired. When shall we see his like again?
When, indeed. Has it affected, have you been to the exchange this morning?
Oh, yes, sir. The prices remain quite firm. They are, in fact, still rising.
Good. I think the most lasting memorial to my late friend and partner will be the continuing success of his enterprises.
Yes, sir. As you say, sir. I well remember the first day his father brought Mr. Stephen to the office. I was merely a junior clerk.
Yes. Your memories must be a great consolation to you. Where are the keys to this desk?
That's Mr. Stephen's desk, sir. He was most insistent that it never be disturbed.
You forget he's dead?
I'm sorry, sir. Mr. Stephen always kept the keys about his person.
All right. That'll be all.
Yes, sir.
I thought we'd have to send out for a locksmith.
I was going to destroy it.
You are a destructive creature. But as heir to Lansing's throne, I think the decision should be placed in my hands. In my hands, Pickett. No, Pickett. You're an immoderate man, but twice in 24 hours would be excessive even for you.
I didn't kill Lansing.
You did. You killed him because you are foolish, impetuous, and indiscreet. 3 good reasons why I should take care of this.
What are you going to do with it?
Keep it away from prying eyes.
You better. You was not to lose as I have.
A point which has not escaped my notice. Though I doubt if I risk hanging.
I didn't kill Lansing.
So you said. I think 3 weeks should elapse before this is discovered. 3 weeks?
My transactions should be complete by then. What about the shareholders' meeting tomorrow? Lansing's death would be a good excuse for cancelling it.
I think not, Piggott. It could give rise to unfortunate conjectures.
Brewster, you won't do anything.
You have my word. As a gentleman.
Excuse me, sir, but I wondered if, in view of the tragic happening, I should issue any special instructions to the staff.
That why, Piggott? Just tell them to carry on with their duties in the normal way.
Very good, sir. To think that Throgmorton Street will no longer echo to his tread. When shall we see his light
When,
again?
indeed. But don't worry, Piggott. You can tell the staff that everything will proceed exactly as Mr. Lansing would have wished.
Very good, sir.
Yes, exactly as he would have wished. I would be obliged.
This gentleman is from the police, sir.
The police?
Yes, Detective Constable Marriott. I'd like a few minutes of your time, sir.
Yes, come in, yes. I met one of your fellows last night.
Yes, my superior, Sergeant Cork.
Yes, that was his name. Well, making progress, I hope?
Well, we're exploring several avenues, sir. Several.
Good. The culprit must be apprehended and faced with the full rigor of the law. I talk not only for myself, but the whole world of commerce. The greatest mercantile nation on earth can ill afford to lose a servant like Mr. Lansing.
I believe he was highly respected.
Stephen Lansing was a dedicated man. Like myself, he believed that this country had a duty to humanity, and especially to those people of Africa and Asia. We who are left must pick up the torch that he has let fall.
Quiet. Can you tell me anything about the report you received from the Congo a fortnight ago?
How did you get that information?
Well, I was told by Mr. Gawley. He's a missionary. He said he delivered the report personally.
Gawley? Can't recall the name. No, I don't know anything about it. Well, perhaps if you looked for it in Mr. Lansing's house.
No, we searched his place pretty thoroughly. There's no sign of it. I wonder if the office staff would know.
Oh, it's unlikely. Perhaps it was some trivial matter which didn't merit the attention of the board. I dare say it'll turn up in time. Come in, Greeley. Do you know anything about the report from our mining venture in the Congo? Did Mr. Lansing mention it?
No, sir. We occasionally get requests for supplies, but we've not had a report from Mr. Pettigrew for some time.
Mr. Pettigrew died a fortnight ago. Malaria.
Good heavens. You should tell me.
First of all, I'd like to look in this desk.
We do not have the keys, Mr. Marriott. Mr. Lansing always kept them.
This drawer is open. Excuse me. Appears to have been forced.
But that's impossible. I would have noticed it when I dusted it this morning. I always dusted Mr. Stevens' desk. He wouldn't trust anybody else near it. And I'll swear it was all right then.
No, nonsense. You can't be sure. Perhaps that Mr. Lansing mislaid his keys one
But
day.
I am sure, sir.
All right, Greeley. That will be all.
Yes, sir.
He's very old, you know. His faculties are not quite what they were. And he's given to imagining things.
I have quite an imagination myself, sir.
What else did Pickett say?
Well, that's all. Apparently, Brewster takes over the administration of the company's affairs for the moment.
Why, for the moment?
Well, there's a shareholders' meeting, and they may make changes.
Oh, sir. Who will be represented?
Well, the board, the investors, maybe the press, all the interested parties.
I presume that term includes the detective department. Well, I refuse to think any more on an empty stomach.
What do you expect to hear, sir?
Oh, a pack of lies. The whole business smells of concealment and fraud. Yes. Aren't you...
Yes. I'm Hester Lansing. I did not kill my husband.
Didn't you? But there was a quarrel.
No, it was impossible to quarrel with Stephen. I was summoned to his study. Oh, yes, summoned. I hated going to that room. It always meant a sermon on propriety or a lecture on decorum. A gentle reproof on some aspect of me which Clara didn't approve of.
Oh, yes, I've met your sister-in-law, and on this occasion?
It was an appeal for loyalty.
Well, most husbands would take that for granted, ma'am.
But not Stephen. He had to parade his martyrdom and wave his integrity like a flag. He said that as a result of a decision he'd made, we'd soon be living in, how did he put it, reduced circumstances.
And what was this decision?
A business one, something to do with John Hoskins. But whatever it was, it meant the end of the house and the servants and the elegant life for which I'd married him.
Well, that's brutal enough.
He wasn't cheated, Sergeant. I'm a young woman, and he was an elderly man. I told him that I was leaving him, going off with somebody else. He pleaded. I never believed that Stephen could plead with anybody. It was like a cathedral crumbling.
He must have been very fond of you.
Oh, yes. Clara used to say that I wasn't worthy of him. Perhaps she was right.
At any rate, you preferred John Hoskins.
Whatever he is, John Hoskins was never less than a man.
A man, I know, but what kind of man?
Oh, I never had any illusions about him, Sergeant. He was a freebooter who saw what he liked and took it. I was far from being the first woman in his life, and I never really thought I'd be the last. But he was free. Nobody could ever own him. Perhaps that's why I found him so attractive.
Well, I'd hardly call that love, Mom.
No. No, it was never that. But whatever it was, it's gone now.
Now you think he's a murderer?
Now that I know he's a murderer.
Whatever he is? According to you, he's a murderer.
I thought I loved him.
I wonder how he feels about you.
My apologies, I keep forgetting. Are these really necessary?
Yes.
I'm sorry about the knobkery. If I gave my word... Very wise. I stopped trusting people when I walked into the arms of the Liverpool police.
Oh, he should be in London inside the hour.
You know, even now I can't help admiring Hester. Few women could calmly shoot their husbands and then throw the suspicion onto their lovers.
Oh, you threw suspicion onto yourself by assaulting a policeman and running away when you thought I was coming to arrest you for Lansing's murder.
Arrest me, yes, but not for murder.
Then what?
Fraud.
But that's monstrous. He couldn't have said that.
He did, Ma'am. I heard him. Last night, his signature at the bottom, J.D. Hoskins.
But he's accusing me of having killed Stephen.
No less than you did for him. Return the compliment, so to speak.
Oh, I wouldn't have believed he could stoop so low. Well, it's obvious that he's accusing me to protect himself. Well, it is obvious, isn't it? You surely wouldn't accept the word of an adventurer.
You must admit it's all very plausible. You knew he was leaving the country. He'd asked you to go with him. What better opportunity? Come in.
Good morning, Mrs. Lansing. I trust that the couch in your cell is comfortable, if unusually virtuous.
Don't speak to me.
I suggest that neither of you speaks, except in answer to my questions. Sit down, Mr. Hoskins, please. Now then, this board meeting about a fortnight ago, what actually happened?
Lansing produced a report from Pettigrew in the Congo. The substance of it was that the vein had petered out. There was no more gold.
Pettigrew also claimed in that report that you and he had conspired to misrepresent the position, to defraud, in fact.
The man was dying of malaria. It must have been delirious.
Well, dying men are frequently honest men. Your actions hardly support your innocence. Why do you attempt to leave the country?
Why? Well, these bland city men with their smooth city minds. They wanted a scapegoat, a head to present to the mob. If the mine had failed, I knew whose head it would be. Lansing threatened me with prison.
How dare you speak of Stephen like that?
Isn't your devotion a little late, my dear Hester? Although, to give him his due, he was at least honest. Despite objections from Brewster and Piggott, he announced that he would reveal the facts at the shareholders' meeting.
It's hardly the sort of thing that can be concealed indefinitely.
Not indefinitely, just for 3 weeks. That would give them time to dispose of the shares without bursting the bubble.
And Lansing refused. Well, the meeting should be over by this time.
I'm sure that Mr. Brewster has been very discreet.
It's no use, sir. Halfway down the stairs, all along Red Diesel Street. Cannot have sent for the constabulary.
Why, what if I could get out? Think what they want. Why does he come down and speak to them?
I'm sorry, sir. There's no use in trying to come in.
Police officer, how's your best get this far? I got a savages. I got a Hoskins swan. Now give me your attention, please. We'll look out a police officer. Will you be quiet? Quiet, Will! 2 police constables on the way this very moment with the magistrate. If anyone have your foot inside this door, the charge will be riotous assembly. Now get out, will you, please? Will you
Well, you've read the papers, of course.
Yes, it's wrong. It's all very wrong. It shouldn't have happened this way at all.
I was there when Brewster read out the report. Everything was open and above board.
Yes, I know. Look, I wonder if you can see if you've got any documents at all in Mr. Pettigrew's handwriting, please.
Certainly, sir.
Thank you. Cork. Sergeant Cork.
What? Oh, yes. I'm a ruined man, Cork.
You didn't get your 3 weeks, did you? Mr. Hoskins told me all about it. Brewster must have had second thoughts.
Brewster. The fool. The fool. After he'd finished reading that damned report, you know what he said? He said he was confident that in spite of their enormous losses, the investors would stand by the company and see through a difficult period.
I can think of no statement more calculated to make a stampede for the door.
He'd even stay to hear him out.
3 weeks. Just 21 days. You'd been high and dry, wouldn't you? You must have been desperate, mustn't you?
Desperate.
Desperate enough to call on Lansing the night he was murdered. Oh, we've taken some plaster casts of the footprints outside in the garden. I dare say they'll match yours. Of course, there were other things, too.
The blood on my handkerchief?
Must have been in a great hurry to leave the house that night.
Couldn't get away quick enough. I tripped over something. Stuck my nose on a brick. Very painful. Bled for some time.
Yes, we know all about that, too. Tell me, why did you go to Mr. Lansing's house?
To kill him, of course.
Of course.
And here's another one, sir, for netting.
Netting?
I expect that will be mosquito netting. There are quite a few mosquitoes in Africa, I'm
Yes,
sure to
yes,
be.
yes.
Well, here's another for medicines. Mr. Pettigrew was always very concerned about his health.
Well, as it turned out, he had reason to be. What a terrible noise.
Most disturbing.
Quiet! I'm warning a lot of you!
Worked. Now, what else have you got in Pettigrew's handwriting?
Here's another one, sir.
Yes, this is the document I received from Mr. Pettigrew. He wrote it just before he died, poor fellow.
As you say, poor fellow, I understand the ravages of malaria are rather dreadful. I'm wondering he had the strength?
Ah, that was a triumph of the human spirit, Sergeant. In his rare moments of consciousness, 2 of the camp boys would hold him while he penned his report.
I'm glad to have your assurance he did pen it. It had crossed my mind that the document might have been a forgery. Of course, we've been able to compare it with his specimens of his handwriting.
Well, that should settle your doubts.
Oh, yes, it was similar in all respects. I say I'm not an expert on graphology, but it was easy to recognize the bold upright, the flourish of the signature, the curlicues on the serifs, all identical in every way.
Well, I'm relieved to hear it.
Not what you would expect, really, from a dying man, weakened and shivering with malaria.
I don't understand what you mean, Sergeant.
I mean that you might have to stand up in court and swear that document is genuine. Under oath. Well, sir, would you prepare to do that now?
You don't believe I would? As God is my witness, I swear... No. Not blasphemy.
No, not blasphemy.
There was such a document. And Mr. Pettigrew did give it to me. I took it to the company's office to deliver it to Mr. Lansing. Instead, I was received by Brewster.
Who substituted a forgery.
Sinned.
You have sinned. One man dead, heaven knows how many ruined. And what was to be your reward?
Continent. A continent ready for salvation. A harvest of black souls ready to be gathered into the light. I had a vision, Sergeant. A whole army of dedicated men spreading the word through Africa.
Mr. Brewster offered you money?
Yes, I compromised with Mammon, but not for myself. That money would have been returned to Africa as the word of God. Africa. First came the Bible, then the flag, then the gun, and then the Brewsters and the Pigots and the Lancers.
You had no compunction then?
Had our Lord any for the moneylenders in the temple?
So, having created a panic, I suppose Mr. Brewster's buying up the shares at 9p a hundredweight.
What is this creature doing here? Why isn't she under lock and key?
If you step this way, Ma'am, I think your question will be answered.
Good day, ma'am.
Sergeant, I demand that this woman be removed from my house immediately.
Not your house. I'm afraid it's her house, ma'am.
She's a murderess.
Then again, I'm afraid I must correct you. She did not kill your brother.
Well, then she helped. This liberty...
Nor him either. We're about to charge someone with the crime. I believe you know Mr. Piggott?
Mr. Piggott? No. I don't believe...
His statement amounts to a confession. He admits to coming here to kill your brother.
Oh.
Now, let's take it.
Hoskins, please.
Sit down, ma'am, will you?
Ma'am.
Mr. Piggott said...
Yes, he said he forced the windows of the study, crept up to behind where your brother was sitting. You know what he said next, ma'am? He found a dead man staring at the wall. Your brother was already dead. You ever heard such a cock and bull story? No jury would believe that, would they, ma'am?
No. But it's true.
Yes, I suspected it might be. And what did you do with the suicide note?
I destroyed it. I came in and found Stephen. Oh, it was horrible. The gun was still in his hand. There was a letter on the desk. Addressed to her. Not to me. To her.
And what did the letter say, ma'am?
I can't recall the exact words. He said that he was facing ruin, and her desertion was the last straw. She killed him, Sergeant.
You must have hated her very much to want to see her hanged. I'm afraid I must ask you to come along with us, ma'am. I can give you a few moments to compose yourself. Mr. Hoskins?
Gone.
Gold, Marriott. You can't eat it. You can't build houses with it. You can't make bridges with it. It's still all things to all men.